Hello guys, thank you for clicking on today's video. If you are new here, I thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Lordith. I'm a special needs teacher. Today I have come to share with you the early signs of autism in children. Autism spectrum disorder is a developmental disorder that affects the way a person behaves, communicates, and interacts with others. They have their own way of learning, thereby making them different from others. The first sign to look out for is poor eye contact. Children with autism have limited or no eye contact. They have difficulties looking at someone directly on their faces. They have difficulties making and maintaining eye contact. The second sign is children with autism do not respond to name calls. A child who repeatedly does not respond to their names might be autistic. So if you are a parent and you have noticed this in your child, you might want to put a close eye and monitor this child. They have difficulties responding to their names when being called. Another sign of autism in children is lack of emotional connection. Children with autism do not know how to connect with their loved ones emotionally. For instance, you might try to hug your baby or give that baby kisses on the cheek. They do not know. They feel very uncomfortable if you want to hug them, if you want to hold them for a longer period of time. They don't know how to connect with their loved ones emotionally. They do not understand emotional connections. They do not know how to imitate gestures like pointing, waving. Even if you tell an autistic child to wave, they don't know how to wave. For those who can even wave, they do waving. They flip their hands in the opposite direction. Instead of waving goodbye, they flip their hands and make something like that. And some of them do not develop their fine motor skills at an early age. They do not know how to nod their heads. They don't know how to say goodbye. When you smile at them, they don't know how to smile back at you. Another sign to look out for is autistic children do not demand. They don't know how to request. Most of them, when they want something, they do hand leading. They pull you from where you are, then direct you to the object they want. They don't know how to make requests. They don't know how to demand. They have communication difficulties. Another sign is delayed or infrequent babbling. Children with autism do not babble at an early age in life. Let's say from 6 months to 12. Even if some of them do, it's not frequent and they don't babble on a regular kind of pattern like a baby will babble dada, mama, dada to communicate with you. They do not babble. Another sign of autism you might be looking out for is limited or speech delay. Please do not get me wrong. I'm not in any way saying if you notice speech delay in your child, that means your child is on the spectrum. It's just a sign to watch out for, because we know most kids are late talkers. So it doesn't mean if your child has speech delay, the child is on the spectrum. It's just something to monitor closely and watch out for. Most of them develop their speech at a later age in life. So that is one of the signs. If you are concerned, if you have noticed anything with your child, that is one sign you might be looking out for. Another sign is kids with autism have intense interest on a certain kind of toy. They do not know how to use and exploit different toys at the same time. They love to stick. They become obsessive with a particular toy. If you give them different toys, you find them sticking to one particular kind. And if you try to take it away, they cry and they throw tantrums. They become angry. Another sign with autism is that autistic children love isolated play. They do not know how to play with others. Even if you put them in a social setting like with their same peers, you find them feeling very uncomfortable. They love to play alone. Even at home, they do not play with their loved ones. Another sign to look out for in a child is they do not play imaginative play. They do not know how to do pretend play like you will see most children holding like a doll, pretending to be the mother of pretending that doll is their baby. Or you do not or you give them a car, they don't know how to play with that car like they are the drivers, they are driving the car. Autistic children do not have imaginative play. They do not know how to do pretend plays. Another sign to look out for in a child is repetitive behavior. For example, autistic children, they love to repeatedly walk on their tiptoe. They do tiptoe walking most of the time. And when playing with objects, they play with objects in a particular pattern, like lining up of toys, lining up of objects. And if you try to change the pattern, they easily get angry. And also they play with toys in a particular way all the time. For instance, you give a toy car to a child. Instead of that child to play with that toy car in a normal way by driving the car, you find an autistic child, instead he or she will turn the car or in an opposite direction and maybe playing with the wheels, spinning the wheels of the car and enjoying the movement without using the toy in a regular way a child is supposed to. Autistic children, they do hand flapping, they rock their body to and fro. Most of the time, some of them they spin in circles. You find them running in circles in the sitting room or anywhere around the house. And others, they jump regularly on objects like chairs, tables. They like climbing on things. Also, autistic children are very sensitive to their environment. Some of them are sensitive to loud noises. They do not like listening to loud noises. Some of them don't like the texture of certain clothes. Some do not like clothes with zips or buttons. You find them feeling very uncomfortable. Some do not like the texture of certain food, the smell, the taste. They don't like it. You find a child wanting a particular kind of food, wanting a particular kind of dress. If you put on something on them that they don't like, they cry or unnecessarily, you find them feeling very uncomfortable. They are so sensitive to their environment with touch, smell, sounds, light, and all the rest. These are some of the early signs of autism you might want to look out for in children. They are not limited to these ones. We have other signs because it's a spectrum. If you do find some of these signs in your child, that doesn't mean your child is on the spectrum. You might want to monitor your child closely, and some of these behaviors must occur repeatedly for you to be able to come to a conclusion that my child is on the spectrum. So do not rush to conclude that your child is on the spectrum, because most children, they show some of these signs but not regularly. When it occurs regularly and repeatedly, then it's a sign to watch out for. If you notice some of these signs with your child at home, you might want to contact your child's pediatrician or developmental experts for early intervention, because the early the intervention, the better the outcome. I will end here for today. Please, if you do find this video helpful, do not forget to leave a comment down below and hit the like button. Thank you for your time and your attention. See you in my next video by His grace. Bye bye.